Now with Music at Menlo, you'll soon be starting a winter component to the series. So please tell me about that and the motivation behind that.
Well, after quite a few years now of doing only the summer festival, we noticed when we came back here each successive summer that our people seemed unduly starved of of classical music and chamber music, and we have to nourish them back to musical health during these 2.5 weeks. But we started to feel really bad about leaving them alone all of this time. So we finally sort of gave in and started a winter series. It's a very modest size so far, but they're high quality concerts, and they're presented with the same kind of integrity of presenting and programming ideas that Music at Menlo is. So we're very excited to see this launch next season, and we know that our halls will be filled with people who are anxious to see us again as we are anxious to see them.
What is it about chamber music that makes it so unique and so different from the different other combinations of instruments, and whether it's an orchestra or a soloist?
In chamber music, every single player has to take full responsibility for their own part, and by that I mean there's no conductor or director. So that's not only in performance but in rehearsal. As a group, you have to decide how fast to play, how loud, how soft, with what kind of colors. And these are decisions that require maturity. They require social responsibility and mutual respect. So it's a whole different kind of way of life than, say, for example, playing in an orchestra, even though we're all playing great music.
I have to say also, chamber music was created for small chamber. And composer many times write for this art form for their loved ones, like Robert Schumann writes for Clara, Shostakovich writes for his private thoughts during the Russian regime. It's a kind of art form. It's very passionate. Many times it's lots of private thought. It's very intimate. Mm-hmm. And so the repertoire itself already comes with incredible emotional power. And that's why I think once you fall in love with chamber music, you are absolutely become addict. There's just no question about it, because of the power of this great art form. And that's why we decide to devote our lives to.
That's fantastic, and I'm sure you've converted a lot of other people to the cause here. Looking back on your upbringing and education as young musicians, what were some turning points for you that pushed you in the direction of following a career?
Wow. For me, it absolutely has to be when I first to start play chamber music. I met incredible musicians like David. We started a duo. I learned this repertoire, and I realized, it's an art form that I could share the most incredible, intimate thoughts. I can tell you play chamber music on stage, there's no way to hide yourself. And you always have to give 100% to your partners or to whoever is on stage with you. And you always, the true character of each musician actually shows in this repertoire. So in that way, I think learning chamber music as a musician, it totally changed my life. It develops a different part of me that I never even realized before. And then at the same time, finding a great partner like David in the duo, or knowing great string quartets in our business, it's really a true joy as a musician.
Well, my journey with music began pretty early because my parents were involved, and I grew up in a household that was filled with music, and I learned to love it pretty early on. But when I found the cello, an instrument that I just love to play, it really propelled me into just working more and more. And when I discovered, especially through chamber music, that there was all of this marvelous repertoire to play, in addition to the solo music that I had played for so many years, it just opened up a whole new life for me, and I've been immersed in it ever since.
That's fantastic. And looking back at wonderful 8 years at Music at Menlo, how has the series changed? How has it evolved? And where do you see it going in the future?
Well, I think the biggest mark and character of Music at Menlo, it's its depth. I am very, very happy to see this particular summer project has created incredible community. And I'm also very, very happy to see all of our audience has grown to be really musical connoisseur. I found them in this area, our audience especially is incredibly passionate and curious, and that's a rewarding experience for us. The Menlo always have that theory, we like to do things inch wide, miles deep. And so when you think of that particular approach, the life become very interesting. The relationships are deeper, the knowledges are deeper, and the enjoyment also is deepened.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm so excited, and I'm sure other people are too, for this wonderful series this summer, and I wish you all the best with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Come join us
I
anytime.
hope to. Thank you.
Okay.